Where in the hell have you been? It's been 2 goddamn years.
It takes me a very long time to get places, okay? But not for long.
Tell me everything.
Hey guys, Blueknight Beyond here. So back in 2021, it was announced that a new Batman animated show was being developed at Warner Brothers. Bruce Timm, Matt Reeves, and J.J. Abrams were announced that they were to produce the show, along with James Tucker, who helped make Batman Brave and the Bold as executive producer for the show. Now, when the show was first announced, we had little information about the show. However, that's not the case anymore because over the last few weeks, the team has finally given us character information, voice cast, and a trailer for the show. I won't go over everything that has been announced for the show because that would take so much time for me to make and to go over, so instead I will be primarily focusing on their take on Batman that has been revealed to the public. Let's start off with their description for Batman. This comes from Empire interviewing Bruce Timm about Batman for the upcoming show. Batman is so early in his career that in the first episode he's still a urban myth. It's not year 1, it's more like week 2. I wanted to make him kind of weird and spooky. If you're stuck in a room with Batman, whether you're Commissioner Gordon or Barbara Gordon, you don't feel comfortable. You're kind of like, what is this guy? What's this all about? He weaponizes Alfred. He's not Batman's surrogate father anymore. He's a guy that's going to enable him to fight crime. That's how focused Bruce is. It's a weird take on him, but it's something I don't think we've seen before. I wanted to do this emotionally messed up version of Batman who's extremely aloof and almost inhuman. Later in an interview, Timm described Bruce Wayne as a persona that Batman himself has cultivated to throw people off his scent. Deep down inside, he's not a fun guy, he's not charming, he's not sexy or anything like that. He's devoted to warring on crime 24/7. Along with this, they also explain Batman and Catwoman's romance for the show. I wouldn't call they have romantic per se, it's more chemical, Tucker says. There's pheromones involved. There's something going on there and he doesn't really know how to deal with it. Timm says, our Batman is closed off emotionally, all the way down to the ground. We jokingly kept saying throughout the show that he makes Mr. Spuck look like the life of the party. As much as he tries to tamp down all of his emotions, Catwoman throws him off. He becomes obsessed with her, catching her and putting her away in prison just so he can kind of stop thinking about her. It sounds like Caped Crusader's version on Batman will act more coldly than previous versions of the character, devoted to all emotions with one simple goal: stopping crime. He even uses Alfred to help him fight crime. Other versions of Alfred usually have him be a voice of reason for Bruce, giving him guidance and wisdom. He's usually a background character for the most part. His job mostly involves him patching up Bruce if he gets wounded, reminding Bruce of his appointments, and in rare cases will fight if the situation requires him to do so. However, I think Caped Crusader is going to do a 180 on this, making Batman have Alfred actually help him in the field rather than him being somewhere safe. We can see this in the trailer for about a second with Alfred being attacked, which I can only assume it's the Gentleman Ghosts attacking him. Next is that they mentioned Batman being uncomfortable to be around with, Batman not knowing how to be socially interacting with other people. This could be really fun to watch and explore with, witnessing him pretending to be this fun, charming, sexy guy, but in reality he's really bad at both in and out of the costume. Their description of Batman and Catwoman's relationship has me very intrigued, being described as a chemical attraction with Batman, not knowing how to deal with it. It sounds like he doesn't know how to handle being in love or being attracted to the different sex. Very different from B-Test's version of Batman. In that show, they had him experience love and romance, which helped them define their version of Bruce Wayne. Their version of Bruce Wayne was defined by tragedy and then being heartbroken. This could be best explained in Mask of the Phantasm. In the film, we are introduced to a number of flashbacks of Bruce meeting a woman named Andrea Boma. To summarize really quickly, the two fall in love, so much so that Bruce was willing to give up his mission on crime, in which he would never become Batman. Of course, this didn't happen, as we later find out that Andrea left with her father after being threatened by the mob. All Bruce received was a note which declined his proposal, driving him into further misery and him pushing to become Batman. Now, comparing that to Caped Crusader's Batman, it sounds like he hasn't even experienced any of these types of emotions before. Yet. He may play the part, but deep down, he doesn't know how to control or handle these new emotions he's experiencing for the first time, which could be really exciting to watch to unravel. Okay, let's move away from the description for a bit and move on to Hamish Linklater, who will be voicing the Dark Knight. This is something the show has been keeping secret for a long time now. When I first heard his voice, I wasn't impressed at first. It didn't sound like Batman to me at the time. But hey, I figured once the trailer releases or when the show comes out, his voice will sound much better. And as soon as the trailer released, I could tell that he sounded much better than when he did the voice reveal. All I know is that I like his voice and I'm eagerly waiting to hear more from him. They also go more in depth about the voice, but hey, I'm on a tight schedule, so I'll just put the article in the description if anyone is curious. Okay, let's talk about the costume for Batman. As I said in my previous video, the costume is heavily inspired by his third appearance, the square belt, the long ears, and black gloves. I've talked about how I wasn't a fan of the black gloves replacing the purple gloves on the costume. If you know me, you know I love seeing purple gloves incorporated into the costume, so when I saw no purple on the gloves, I was a little upset. However, enough time has passed and I'm not upset anymore. The costume is pretty much perfect in my eyes. He's got triangle eyes, long ears, but there is one thing that is bugging me. This right here. This has been bugging me for a while now, and if I had to change one thing about the suit, turn this into this, and the costume would be a 10 out of 10 for me. One last thing before I go is that the gadgets we've seen for Batman so far. He's got a flashlight, a walkie-talkie, a batarang, and a grappling gun. He also has his freaking Batmobile. This is a bit confusing given how this is week 2 of Batman and he already has his Batmobile. I'm a bit confuzzled about this choice. Back at DC Phantom, James Tucker said that we were going to see Batman involved more as a crime fighter and we were going to see Batman expand his arsenal and how he made them. But I guess they're not doing that anymore. I don't know. Maybe they still will. I don't know. I assumed we weren't going to see these amount of gadgets until much later in the show, but I guess not. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching this video about Batman Caped Crusader. I may make more videos about this cartoon since I didn't go over everything that was announced for the show. Who knows? Maybe I will go over them if I'm not busy. I will definitely be doing a review for the show when they drop all 10 episodes on Amazon Prime, which should be releasing in 3 weeks.